Hey guys, till today we're going to be ranking every single melee weapon tier list. The tier list is kind of self-explanatory. Oh yeah, and before we start, I just want to tell you guys that this is my opinion, so if you guys don't want to see me put it in a bad tier, then I recommend you don't watch this video so you made a choice. So many ways we start with our first victim. Scythe. Everyone likes this weapon and I can see why it does some decent amount of damage and it allows you to quickly dash and any directions. Does this mean it's the best? Well, not really, because there are some better options that are underrated, but it's still pretty good weapon, so I'm just going to put it in a tier. Chainsaw is my personal favorite, and let me explain why. It has ability of 85 boost, plus it's a steal only costing 15 keys. It also does 60 damage, and the only downside is that it removes 10% of your speed, which is not really that big of a deal. Though plus you could literally mow on enemies down at frightening speeds, so just for that it go on S tier. Fist. This is a default weapon that you start with. What do I think about it? Well, I think it's fine, it's basic, but it's not a bad weapon. It gives you 5% move speed and 30 damage, which is decent. It even gives you double jump, so I'll give it a C tier just because it's basically weapon and because there are some better options. The battle axe is a decent weapon. It do 55 damage, which is very good, and do 30 damage on spin damage is decent and does a spin dash. However, the downside is it cost 50 key and remove 10% move speed. I'm gonna put it the battle axe on C tier just because not bad weapons. Knife is another good weapon. It costs 20 keys and does 40 damage. It even gives you 10% move speed. However, the best part though is the backstab, doing 150 damage, which can either kill people instantly or damaging them a lot, so I'm gonna put it in a tier only because 1.25 cooldown. But it's not a terrible weapon, an actual good one that I recommend you using, and overall there's not really any bad weapon. Anyways, the next weapon is Trowel. Oh great, I spoke too soon. The Trowel, it do 50 damage, but it literally pay to win the max brick, do 25 and can sing flying, which I guess is pretty cool, so I guess I put it in D tier only because the flying thing is actually pretty cool. But I do not recommend this. The Katana, it does 45 damage, which is a lot, and do something special. You can deflect a bullet, so you can kill your enemies, even though I do think you have to be skilled for that, and they have to use a sniper, but still are pretty good ability. But it do cost 45 keys though, which is pretty worth it, so overall, I'm gonna put in a tier only because the cooldown is for seconds and 1, but still a good weapon. The Riot Shield, it cost 45 keys, which is expensive. The damage is 25, which is not bad. Not it removes 10% of your move speed, so just for that I'm going to put it in D tier, as if I would say, because deep down, it's actually pretty good. It can do 60 for damage to knockback, but the best part is that it can block damage well. Most of it, like the EXO gun, can still damage you even with the Riot Shield. However, you could use it to block a sniper, which is very useful, so I'm just going to put in B tier and not a tier only because it can't block some guns, as what I said earlier, like the EXO gun, but it's still a pretty useful and decent weapon. The Spear is a new weapon that came from Season 3, and you can get it from the Season Pass, which I didn't get it, but it's a pretty good weapon. It does 15 damage, which is not much, but it does do 25 if you throw and 50 if you critical trown damage. It can even do 80 damage if you throw knockback. It even does something cool, which is stick to the wall and jump. So overall, I'm gonna put it in B tier only because I don't have it yet. Maui, I literally see no one use this weapon, and I can see why. It's because it does do a lot of damage, which is 75, which is paid to win and slows you down by 20%. It also does 64, but the thing is it's very slow, even doing a 50 slam 45 delay attack, so just for that I'm gonna put it in F tier, which means I do not recommend using this weapon, and it's the worst of the bunch. As if I would say if the glass shard exists, because it's not much better, which does only 1 damage. However, it is exclusive to a game mode, which I know, which is gun game, which is a pretty good game mode, so I do recommend you play it. But I'm still putting it in F tier. S tier, Chainsaw, A tier, Scythe, Knife, Katana, B tier, Riot Shield, Spear, C tier, Fist, Battle Axe, D tier, Trowel, F tier, Maui, Glass Shard. What do you guys think? You guys think that these deserve to be in their place, or do you think that they did not deserve to be there? Let me know in the comments, which also you should subscribe, like, and comment. Also, by the way, you should check my other 2 videos that I made are also ranking tier list that are about rivals, and the link is in the description. And thank you for watching. Anyways, bye.